And I wish that he was part of the Jays.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And today, my friends, we are going to be continuing on our journey about who we think will be the best players in 2021. And we are tackling pitchers. Spoiler alert, we might finally have a Blue Jay make the list.
We did have one make in the outfield, but we had to sign him. We had to pay him $150 million.
Oh, yes, you're right. He hasn't actually played for the Jays quite yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, this guy has.
This guy has proven it with us.
So that's super exciting to see. Before we get into these pitchers, though, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. The whole thing. Tell us right now in this video who you think the top 5 will be.
Yes.
It was really hard because we're doing 10. It's really tough just off the top of your head. But top 5. Let's see if you guys can do that.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's enough intro.
Let's go
right into it. Do you have any honorable mentions before we get into the top 10?
Yeah, I definitely do. One person, because this is for coming into 2021, right? Who do we think is going to be the top 10 into 2021? I really do think that one of these honorable mentions, Lucas Giolito, is going to have a really good 2021 year. Yeah, he was definitely one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, me too.
And as well as is Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks is just a solid pitcher. He's for the last, literally his whole career, actually, his whole 7 seasons he's played.
Feels like you know what you're
solid.
getting.
You know exactly. He's going to pitch a low 3 ERA.
Yeah.
He's going to not be a strikeout machine, but he's going to get a lot of weak contact and give you a crap load of innings. I think he's 2 years removed from a complete game, or was it a no hitter? I think it was a complete game shutout.
Can't remember.
Complete game shutout, and it was 84 pitches or something. It was ridiculous.
Reminds me a lot of how hyun-jin-ryu pitches.
Yes, slow, commanding, paints the edges, really good.
Yeah, but I do like Ryu just a little bit better.
Yes,
and you'll notice that in this list.
What are you saying?
Yeah, exactly. What am I saying? All right,
let's get to that, man.
Those are the honorable mentions. Let's start in at number 10. We both agree that this guy is going to be a stud. Yeah, but actually, before we even go any further, do you know what's nuts?
What?
The LA Dodgers have 3 guys on this list. I just realized.
3 guys, actually. Oh, they're right.
They do.
Oh, my God.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
That's
insane. Their rotation is the best.
Yeah.
It is the best.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So, as I'm sure that you guys are guessing right now, the number 10 pitcher is one of theirs, and his name is Walker Bueller.
Yeah.
This guy is pretty freaking good. He's 26 years old. He's only getting better. Last year, he was kind of dealing with some injuries, didn't play too much, but still had a pretty nice year. He had a whip under 1. He is a strikeout machine. He does get a lot of Ks. I just think that this guy's going to have a insane 2021 season, man.
I think he's only just going to get better. He's just literally going to get better.
Yeah.
There's nothing not to like about his stats. I mean, incredible start at 26 years old, 4 years in the league. How could you not be good when you have people like Clayton Kershaw, that you just spend every day with for the last 4 years? Yeah, that's
like his mentor, bro.
Literally.
He's learning from that guy.
People have said when watching him pitch, his way he delivers, the way he handles himself, is a lot like Clayton Kershaw. So I truly think he's still young, still very young, but he's only going to get better and one day take over that Kershaw role.
Yeah, and it's been his whip over the course of his career is 1.03, and he's got an ERA of 3.15.
Yeah.
Those numbers will probably continue to improve as he gets more confident with himself, as he grows as a pitcher. And one thing that's cool to note is his expected batting average. So people facing him and stuff, it's always been super low.
Yeah.
And that's just this kid is so young. He's so young. How did they just get this guy?
Don't know. However they're doing it, keep doing it. But please, for a fan point, don't stop.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Chill the fuck out, boys.
Relax.
It's time to call it. Just sell the farm to us. For free.
Literally sell your development team given to us. So let's go on to number 9. Literally another one of their pitchers.
I do know how they got this guy.
I do know how they got him. They had to literally surpass the luxury tax by a shitload to get this guy. And his name is Trevor Bauer, 30 years old, 9 years in the season, coming off his first Cy Young award. Trevor Bauer is interesting because his career has been, for the last 4 years, up, down, down being good, up being numbers are high. His 2020 year was remarkable with an ERA of 1.73. His whip was 0.79. Incredible. Strikeout, yeah, right? His strikeouts per 9 is 12.3. And another stat that we're looking at a little bit more today is FIP, which actually I wrote this down because one of our commenters, suggested that we look at it. So I was like, okay, we'll look at it.
Yeah.
That's the fielding independent pitching metric. So basically, is effectiveness to prevent home runs, walks, hit by pitches, and causing strikeouts. So his FIP was a career high at 2.88, which
that's very good.
Really good. Around I found like 3.5 and under is really good, and once you get into the twos, it's like really exceptional.
Yeah.
So he was really exceptional.
Yeah, he did have an insane season last year, man. I think that he would be higher on this list had there, like, if there was some stability to his career, because like you said, it's been a roller coaster, man. Like in 2019, where he pitched over 200 innings, he had an ERA of 4.48 and a FIP of 4.85, which is actually pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Now, I did look into that further, and I noticed that, and coming to his defense a little bit, when he was playing on Cleveland, because that's where he was initially, he started that year, he pitched about 150 innings there.
Yeah.
He had an ERA that was in the middle threes. And then once he got traded, the ERA like skyrocketed.
Right.
So I want to give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt there, being like, okay, like you moved teams, you moved cities, you got uprooted like middle of the season.
Right.
He also had that big outburst where he threw pitches into the stands. Like I feel like his head wasn't really in the game anymore for that season. So I want to like give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt there, but we can't just fully ignore the fact that this guy was like 4.5 ERA and then dropped down completely.
Right. Yeah, I definitely for sure. And again, like his shortened season was a shortened season, and it'll be really interesting to see how he does now with this big deal. Like I still expect him to just destroy in LA. However, we'll see.
I don't think he's going to destroy like 1.73.
No, I think he's still going to do well.
Best pitcher ever.
Yeah, I think he's going to be somewhere around that 3.5 ERA. That's my projection where I'd put him.
Which is still like, really good. And he's probably going to get a crap load of strikeouts.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, he's in for a big year. All right, moving on to the number 8 guy.
His former teammate.
His former teammate, hopefully to be our one-day teammate. I kind of
dream. We just got to dream.
It's Luis Castillo. He is a young stud in the making, and we made a video actually talking about potentially trading for him because there were some rumors that the Blue Jays were looking at him. After we broke him down or looked at his numbers even more, I just got way more excited about the prospect of this, and the fact that like our team would immediately like jump a tier up if we were to get this guy. He's so solid, guys. He just continues to improve as time has gone on. His expected numbers, his percentiles, everything is going up, and he's only like entering prime time of his career right now.
Exactly.
It's just all good.
Exactly. Yeah. Like his FIP, his ERA, everything's going up. Like to put in perspective, ERA went from like 4.3 to then 3.4, and then last year to 3.2. Like it just continues to get better. And what he's been doing more is using that sinker changeup combo a lot more. That is really disrupting the timing of the hitters. And he's 28 now. And like another pitcher I was kind of thinking about was Max Scherzer. Didn't become a superstar until he was about 28. He was good. He was solid in Detroit. And then he became a superstar around the age of 28, coming years at the end of his deal, kind of like Castillo.
Well, you see that with a lot of guys too. It's like even looking back at Cole now, like he's had about like he had like one incredible year in like I don't remember, it was like 2015 or something like that. Then he had like two kind of down years, and then it was like, oh, like I'm super elite again. And
When he
that
went to
was
Houston.
That was about like when he was 28 years old.
Yeah.
And since then he's just been a monster, right? So
Right.
I'm not saying that this guy is going to be Garrett Cole or Max Scherzer, but the
could be.
trajectory could be along that same path. And he also has incredible K percentage. You're gonna notice, guys, if you watch our must draft for fantasy baseball pitchers. I'm gonna be talking about this guy because he just K people.
Yeah.
Like he's a K animal.
Yes, he is.
Which is very similar to Mad Max
Yes.
and to Garrett Cole, who are also both monsters with the
Absolutely.
strikeouts. So that's just exciting.
11.4 strikeouts per 9 last year. His career is 10, so he's getting better.
It's getting
which is
better.
amazing.
It's getting better. The percentiles are getting more.
I love that guy. Now, coming in at number 7, we have another guy in the NL, and that is Aaron Nola at 27 years old. Another guy entering his prime time after 6 seasons in the big with a 1 All-Star appearance. He's really solid and consistent. His career numbers are 3.47 ERA, a 1.16 whip, 9.8 strikeouts per 9, and his FIP is 3.43, so really solid. There really isn't much to like dive into other than like he's just been solid. He's actually had a career high in strikeouts last year in 2020.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So, like, that's incredible at 33.2%. What do you think about Aaron Nola?
I think that you kind of hit it on the head there. Like he's very solid, and I expect, honestly, I expect to see a year quite similar to the year that we saw last year, over the course of a full season.
No reason not to.
Yeah, like something like a 3.3 ERA with a lot of innings pitched, a lot of strikeouts, a good whip, a good FIP, like just everything across the board. Very, very good. He's the type of guy that you want at the top of your rotation.
Yeah.
Honestly, a guy that I now that I'm realizing we probably should have looked into more was his teammate Zach Wheeler. He might not have made the list, but
no.
But Nola, like, super duper solid, man. If Philly could actually hold on to a lead, then this guy might get more W's.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
that's its own separate thing.
Seriously, Philly, hopefully your bullpen situation comes out and dominates. Well, it won't dominate. Maybe average. Be average this year. Just help your team.
If I was the fucking coach, I'm just like, all right, Nola, like, you might go 9 again today.
You got to, right? Like, the whole thing is like, this whole new strategy of pitchers go no more than 6 or 5, bringing your solid bullpen guys. We don't have solid bullpen guys.
Yeah, dude, if my bullpen guys are shit, then no thanks.
No, you got to rely on the pitching, right? You can put your best pitchers out there. So, Nola, get it done.
Straight up.
Get it
totally
done.
Agree.
Get it done.
Alrighty then. Coming in at number 6, this is good to see. It's nice to have a guy so high up on such a competitive list. It is hyun-jin-ryu.
Yeah.
Our nice, juicy free agent signing from a year ago. That contract just looks better and better and better as time goes on.
Yes.
I was a little worried when we first got him. I was like, he is a bit of an older guy. 0 signs of decline last year whatsoever.
Nothing.
Super, super solid year. This guy pitched for a 2.69 ERA. His FIP was just like 0.0 or 0. Fuck me. It was just slightly over 3.
3.01.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes. So just slightly over 3. He has developed himself into an ace. Honestly, he would be even higher on this list if I could trust him to pitch for 200 innings. That could be more of a Charlie Montoya thing than anything else.
Could be a health thing, right? Because
Yeah.
the whole thing was the concerns when we first got him was like, is he going to stay healthy for a full season? Because he has
had the injury concern.
Yeah, like,
he's got a bug.
He's played for 7 seasons, and injuries followed him, but not for these last 2 years. He's been healthy. He's been dominant. You see what he does. His ERA is below 3 in those years.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the thing is also, I was thinking about it more. I'm not too concerned about the age just yet until we start seeing some actual decline in numbers, because the way he pitches, he's not putting any strain on his arm. He pitches really low velocity.
That is very true. You know? So it basically comes down to as long as he can hit his spots.
As long as he can hit his spots.
As long as he is very consistent in hitting, like painting, or doing a little
slice and dicing.
Yeah, exactly. Like pointillism around the strike zone, like doing some
missile.
weird shit. It's like you can deal, bro. Like, and And that's what we saw with Tanaka too. I remember we had this conversation a couple days ago. It was like, he was so dominant, a very similar pitcher to hyun-jin-ryu in their pitching styles, and then it was
the
like
speed and deception.
Yeah, exactly. But when he stopped hitting his spots was when he started getting hit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll be the same with Ryu, bro.
Yeah.
But for now, everything looks good.
Yes.
And we're both predicting a nice year for hyun-jin-ryu.
Juicy year.
Actually, I can pull up the numbers right now that we did predict for this guy.
Oh.
Because we posted it on our Instagram.
Instagram,
so if you're not
down
following
below.
us on there, you better make sure to do that.
We have more projections coming out this week of more Blue Jay players if you're a Blue Jays fan.
Okay, so we said that Ryu would pitch for 180 innings with a 2.75 ERA, a 1.153 whip, 175 strikeouts in those 180 innings, and he would win 15 games and lose 7.
Absolutely.
That sounds like
That's
you
solid.
make the list. You get around 6th on this list. I'd say
that is top 6.
Yep.
And the only reason why he's not higher is because there are guys who are just ridiculous.
Yeah, like I'd say that we enter a new tier. After,
yes, we do.
After this,
we enter an absolute new tier.
Who's the first guy in that tier, bro?
Number 5, we got Max Scherzer coming in.
He's crazy, bro.
He's great.
Dude,
mad.
it's
He's
like
mad.
I've always he's fucking nuts.
Oh, because he has that one
it's
eye.
It's that one eye, bro. It's like I swear to God, like I don't know. I am not entirely. Could you guys tell me below, like, what is that? Like, is that just something that he was born with?
I think
or,
it's
like,
just something you're born with.
But it's
you
like
have a different color
like
eye.
I feel like this guy, like, straight up, like, there's some sort of like sorcery going on in there, like Terminator like shit, right?
He's a robot.
It's like it, like he's got the little red dot, like like focusing in on that.
Yeah,
thing,
seriously. Well, he got it when he was 28. That's when he blew up, right?
Yeah,
he got it
yeah.
inserted. He's like, I gotta find a way to stand out. You know?
This guy like straight up had a whole operation, like got some bug planted in.
This is Black Mirror shit. I started watching Black Mirror, guys. So like,
dude, that's why he's called Mad Max, because it's slowly making him insane.
crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's getting all nuts now. Anyway, he's a great pitcher.
Great pitcher, 3-time Cy Young Award winner,
Jesus.
7-time All-Star. What is there not to like about his 13-year career? He had a tiny step back. I believe, was he injured last year or was he healthy?
I think that he was dealing with some injuries.
Right,
but
right.
Like, he's also a crazy person, so he'll just kind of play through them. And,
right? Oh, yeah, right?
But like, yeah.
He had a tiny step back, not the biggest deal. His tiny step back was great at 3.74 ERA, and his FIP was 3.46. But over his course of his career, at a 3.21 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, a 10.6 strikeout per 9, and his FIP is 3.14. I love him. He's been amazing the last 8 years.
Yeah.
He should bounce back. There's no reason why he shouldn't. And if he doesn't, if he continues to go down that path of what's going on here, then there could be some concern where he could fall out of the top 5.
He is 36 years old.
Yeah.
He's gonna be turning 37. But again, it's like there's just no reason to say that this guy is declining. Like, I'd say if this guy is gonna fall off, it's gonna be because he keeps getting injured, he keeps re-injuring himself and rushing back too soon. I still remember that day that he was playing. He had like a broken nose, and he's like, "Fuck it!" Like, I'm playing. He had this weird thing,
black
on his
eye.
face.
And
I was
shit,
like, "Oh, black," and it's like, "I'm pitching through this," you know? And he just dominated. So,
I love pitchers like that.
yeah. I mean, he's nuts, dude. He's nuts.
Max.
All right. So he
Great.
is definitely gonna have a great year. Another guy who just refuses to not be the best pitcher of this decade, pretty much. And the last guy for the LA Dodgers is Clayton Kershaw.
Amazing.
He is just
Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer, and he finally got his ring last year. So I'm really happy for him. He deserves it.
Absolutely.
But just so solid across the board. Like, this guy has a 2.43 career ERA.
Amazing.
That's career.
That's incredible.
And he's pitched 2,333 innings.
Yeah.
And he, it's like a 1 whip over his career.
Right.
It's so solid. And last year was no exception. This guy had an ERA of 2.16. The FIP was a bit high at 3.31, but it doesn't even matter. Like, this guy just finds a way to
dominated.
get it done.
He also had a really great year last year.
Yeah, no, it was like this guy. It's so good. Yeah, he never gives up walks. I found that I was looking at that stat. He
Yeah.
just refuses to walk.
He's one of the best.
Yeah, he's literally like could be the best in the league at giving up a walk. Like if you're gonna make it on base from this guy, you have to hit him.
You have to earn that.
Exactly, and not a lot of people can do that with Clayton freaking Kershaw.
Yeah, and especially if he's hitting edges with consistency like he does, like the umps are going to give it to him because they know he's Clayton Kershaw.
And exactly, he's got the name Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
probably hit his spot. Even when he missed a bit, it's like they're gonna give you that call.
Yeah. Oh, I love Kershaw, man. I used to actually, when I was playing baseball, I used to mimic his delivery. I'd wanted to do the Kershaw leg kick where he brings up his leg and then he comes down and hesitates and then drives
And then goes for it. Yeah.
I did a little bit better that year. Maybe it's the Kershaw magic.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Something going on with the leg kick for
Yeah.
sure. But I'm sure that he will continue to kick his legs
And kick people's butts.
And kick people's butts, bro.
Yeah, when he wins another World Series this year.
Probably back to back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he's earned it.
He's earned it. Now, this guy at number 3 is a product of playing for the Cleveland Indian organization, an organization that just somehow also just makes great pitchers. I don't know how they keep doing it. That is Shane Bieber at 25 years old. He's only played 3 years in the league, but he's remarkable. And you're like, why is he going over Clayton Kershaw? Well, this guy had just won a triple crown in pitching, which is leading the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts.
Yeah.
You could almost say that he had a perfect 2020 last year it's exceptional.
Hard to get better.
It's hard to get better than a 1.63 ERA, 0.87 whip, and a strikeout per 9 of 14.2. And his FIP is 2.07. That is better than. That is remarkable. That is like up in the territories of like some of the best pitching years you'll ever seen. Of course, small sample size, but there's no reason to think that Shane Bieber is going to fall off.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was just so dominant in the shortened sample size last year, and this didn't come out of anywhere. Like in 2019, he pitched for a 3.28 ERA over 214 innings.
Yeah.
And I think that was another reason for me why I considered putting this guy over Kershaw, because I've noticed that Kershaw, like, he's not going to pitch over 200 the way that he used to when he was younger. They realized that they know how good he is, and they want to hold on to him. They want to make sure that he's healthy. So Kershaw kind of maxes out now at like 180. Whereas in his earlier days, you would see some seasons where he's hitting 220. That's where Bieber is right now. I do think that this guy will pitch for over 200 again. Should have an excellent ERA with a lot of punch outs. He's a really fun, exciting pitcher to watch too.
At 25.
At 25.
That's insane.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's so much room here to grow. I obviously do not expect him to do a 1.63 ERA like he did last year. There is going to be some regression, but you know what? I could very easily see him having a high 2 ERA with a crap load of Ks.
Yeah, literally like Ryu ERA level, but exactly with a crap load of Ks.
With a crap load of Ks.
And you can't. How can you get better than that when you're K'ing people? You're not even giving them a chance to put
exactly
the ball in play.
Like, for sure.
It's insane.
Another guy who has consistently been great at K'ing people is Garrett Cole. So upset that we have to face him a ridiculous amount of times this kind of season. But
hopefully that's gonna be a challenge for their young Blue Jays. See if we can do it.
This is another guy that reminds me a lot of Max Scherzer in his career numbers and in the way that his career has kind of gone. He's just so good right now. Like he is at the prime of his career. He's age 30. He's coming off of a year where he had a whip under 1, an ERA of 2.84, 73 innings pitched, 94 strikeouts, and like that's down for him. Like that was a down year considering in 2019. And this 2019 year is just like so remarkable.
I truly believe he should have won the Cy Young.
I do. Year. That's what's crazy to me is that this guy has had some very incredible pitching years, and he has never won a Cy Young before.
That's crazy,
Garrett Cole. But in 2019, 2.5 ERA. He had a FIP of 2.64 over the course of the whole season. 326 strikeouts in 212 innings pitched. Just so dominant. And there's absolutely no reason for this guy to show any decline. Like he looked incredible last year once again. And I noticed with him, and he did this in his year with Houston too, in that 2019 year, is that the first couple games he started a bit slow. then he found his rhythm and he became unhittable.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened last year. Was the first couple games took him a while to get into it, and then it was just pure dominance for the remainder of the season.
I think if you see him in a full like 162, like he's good. That like he's just gonna clean up that 2020, those edges of those stat lines. Like he's just gonna be dominant.
Edges.
You know? Right, we're being picky right now, you know, because it's hard to be perfect. Well, Garrett Cole finds it pretty easy to try and be perfect.
Yeah, and that is why he comes in at number 2. There's just like he is the definition in my mind of an ace pitcher.
Literally an ace.
An ace.
But the best pitcher, undoubtedly, and you've probably guessed it, everyone knows who this guy is. That is Jacob deGrom on the New York Mets.
Yeah.
Just one of the most remarkable pitchers. He entered the league and he hasn't stopped. There was never a moment where it's like, I got to go through some growing pains. It was just, here I am, and now I'm a Cy Young.
I'm good.
I'm
good.
Amazing. Two Cy Young awards, 3-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, and an ERA title. Jacob deGrom actually leads all active pitchers in FIP at 2.75.
Very good.
Which is remarkable. I really don't know what to say other than I wish I had him, and I wish that he was part of the Jays.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like he's just like so good, and it's impossible to not put him number 1 because of that consistency. Like, could I see Cole, Bieber, Kershaw having a better year? I could,
possibly,
but it's like I just cannot undersell his stats. You know, like they're too good to not put number 1.
No, seriously, like, and every year I see him. He's like the Mike Trout of pitchers, where every year he's going to be in the top 3 of Cy Young award winning category.
Probably,
you know what I mean?
Realistically, like it's so solid, and that's just the word that keeps coming to mind.
Solid.
Is solid. Like all of the metrics are good. Everything is good.
I wrote he is not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like he's 32, not stopping. Ryu's 33, and we're talking about age, but this guy's like, how could you ever see a stop to this guy?
Well, I do picture this guy like, you know, a Max Scherzer or a Justin Verlander type of longevity.
He will go long.
Where it's like, I can still see this guy having 4, 5, 6 years of dominance in his future.
Yes.
And you can't say that about a lot of people who are 32 years old.
No, you can't.
You know, it's like, and he's still throwing like 99 on average too.
God.
And it's like, that's awesome. There is a lot of room for failure and drop off, and you'll still be very serviceable.
Yeah. If this helps at all prove why he's number 1, Marcus Stroman said that he's the best pitcher in the game recently. There was a quote by Marcus Stroman.
Marcus Stroman has said a lot of weird shit, though. So,
like what? To like kick out the entire minor league Blue
Yes,
Jay camp out of the gym room so he can work.
like that.
Why would you? Okay, like I actually have no idea why you would do that. Like
Because he's a narcissist, bro. He's a crazy egomaniac, like ridiculous. It's like this guy like was the ace on Toronto and thought he was like the top shit of everything.
Yeah.
And then went to the Mets and is like, you're like their what? Fourth pitcher?
maybe even 5th now.
Maybe even 5th. Like, like take your qualifying offer and shut the fuck up, bro. Because you're not going to get paid more than that next year.
Wow, man, like that's why I don't understand narcissists. Because like, how the hell could you just be like, all right, everybody in this gym out, I'm here. Like what? Like I'm like, is this guy joking?
Expect to win games.
Yeah,
And
right.
like the whole team's like, bro, we couldn't work out. You kicked us out, man.
Yeah,
like,
right. It's like,
sorry.
It's like, I was training, but now I'm
I
fat.
haven't trained in like 3 weeks because you wouldn't let me.
It's like they're all lining up outside the gym doors, and it's like a big crowd. It's like, hey, what's going on? Stroman's in there again.
This guy's like, come on, guys, like get on it.
It's like, why aren't you guys? I'm working every day. Well, I'm trying, Marcus. I'm sorry.
Seriously. So as you guys can tell, Marcus obviously didn't make the list. He is very far down on it. Even though I'd still kind of like.
I still would want him on the team, but maybe not actually, because I think he wouldn't get along. It's the attitude.
Problems.
I don't want that attitude on the team.
Exactly. You know, and that is what I keep telling myself about Trevor Bauer is I feel like he'd bring a very competitive attitude in.
Agreed.
But he'd also bring that whole like I'm the best, I'm so arrogant sort of attitude.
Right.
And we don't need that here. We need strong, stable, modest pitchers like Ryu.
Modest,
you know?
Ryu.
Yeah. Ryu.
I love that man. He's such a cute teddy bear.
Yes. Totally agree.
Don't get injured. We need you.
No, we need you. I can tell you right now that if we did like top 50 pitchers of starting pitchers, there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of other guys on it other than Ryu for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I obviously don't know this, but
No.
like I'm pretty confident that we wouldn't be that high up there.
No, I agree.
But guys, let us know what you think about our list in the comments down below. Did we have any guys that got snubbed here? Who do you like? What would you change? Who's gonna blow up or what?
Yes.
Not. Let us know in the comments below.
Yes. And you can also check us out on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Radio Public, and Breaker. And you can check us out on our Instagram, Twitter, Relevant. Here we go. Website. TikTok now. I got to put that in the description.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What else do we got? We got our merchandise. Our merchandise is now up for sale. We got t-shirts, we got hats, we got hoodies.
And Patreon.
And Patreon, $3 a month. You can come on the show. That show is actually going to start in about 2.5 weeks. It's going to be called the Wine Unwind.
Yes.
Where you can call in while we're just chilling, having some wine, talking baseball, talking sports, talking anything, and you can enjoy a conversation with us.
And we will be answering questions from the Patreon box, the Patreon mystery box. I don't know. We're still working out names.
Or do you have to be a Patreon to be in the box? I think it's Patreon if you're to come on the show. Or what's it?
We're still figuring it out, guys.
But
we will be answering questions like...
Here we go. Here's a bit of a teaser. And you can put these questions in the comments down below.
If you become the GM of the Jays right this second, what's the first thing that you do? And
Boom.
we'll be sipping on wine.
And
answering questions like that.
Put your questions in the comments down below. Put question for the box. Colon, what is your question?
Blah, blah,
we'll put
blah,
it down.
blah, blah, blah.
Put it down.
Yeah, man. So thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays go.